Hi, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to Wondersnatch. I'm Victoria Wondersnatch, a drag queen who loves makeup, musical theatre, and dermatology. And today I'm going to do a full face of drag queen makeup. Okay, I wanted to do this video for a long time and I've been waiting to accumulate enough stuff. And I think finally we have enough stuff to do a full face of just makeup by drag queens. And today I really want to use the... I want to use a Pretty Funny palette, but I think one of the shades just fell out. The gold shade, most of it just fell out. Look at that. Ooh, okay. I have to try to salvage that, but I'm gonna block these brows. And yeah, okay, so I'm a bit thrown now, but okay, but you know, I've got a whole bunch of other Trixie and kimchi stuff to use, so hopefully that will work. Okay, I'm gonna try to press this back in and I'll be right back. All right, blocked everything out. I tried to press the gold shade back in there. I hope they send me another one. I already emailed Bob and Monet to see whether they're going to send me another palette, but so upsetting. Yeah, sometimes these glitter shades and these shimmer shades need to be packed a little bit softer, so there's a lot more payoff. But then, you know, sometimes if they don't do it properly and if the packing material isn't good enough, this happens. All right, so face full of drag queen stuff. I really want to talk about drag queens today because there's been a recent spate of, you know, a lot of drag hate in America. That's the last thing I thought would ever happen, okay? Drag seemed to be so well accepted in the last few years, but now this backlash is crazy, okay? How they're demonizing drag queens in some states and places and calling them groomers, protesting at drag brunches and drag story times and stuff like that. And even in Kentucky, they just introduced a bill to reclassify drag entertainers as adult performers, okay? And they aren't allowed within 1,000 feet of, like, you know, kids and stuff like that, which is crazy. Okay, so anyway, let's get started. Primer, I don't really have any drag primers except maybe one size, okay? One size, I guess Patrick Star is pretty much a drag queen, so he does lots of drag on his channel, so this counts. What I'm more nervous about is actually the foundation. I don't really have any good drag queen foundations, but I do have a whole bunch of kimchi concealers up to light tan, so we're going to try to use this as foundation today. Okay, shirt off. God, I just realized my feet are covered in gold shimmer and I'm tracking it all over the room. All right, here goes. I'm going to go in with the light beige first. Okay, as long as it covers the brows, I'm happy. This pretty full coverage, so I think I'm quite happy with this. Yeah, so drag has been unfortunately demonized in so many places. Even, you know, close to home, Singapore. I think Singapore so far, we've been quite lucky that we haven't, you know, borne the brunt of any of this. But, you know, as soon as they import these kind of values and arguments from the West, we are in for some fights here too. But I think Singaporeans are much more sensible. I mean, closer to home in KL, Kuala Lumpur, in Malaysia, just, you know, just north of us, last October, a whole bunch of drag queens, about 20 over, were arrested for, you know, gender non-conformity, which is still a thing, you know, in this part of the world. So it is still on the back of everyone's minds. Last November, a whole bunch of drag shows here were donating their tips to, you know, help with legal processes for these KL queens. Now I've got a white to highlight. This kimchi concealer. It dries a little bit fast, so I gotta work fast here. Okay, highlight it. The darkest shade I have is this light tan, which the only time I used was with to highlight Kishan's face. Let's try to see whether I can get some contour into this. If not, we just have to do most of our contour with powders today. Completely different sponge for this. Just a little bit. In Singapore, actually, the last few months, there's been quite the drag explosion. Okay, lots of people are getting into the gig. My friend Vanda, she has this night on Sunday nights called Work, where she showcases new queens, and they're really coming out of the woodwork. This gets pretty much a full face of concealer. For brows, I think I have to go in with a powder. I'm going to go in with the Kimchi Chic Plastic Tiara and try to, you know, use this powder to map out a brow. This is the Kimchi Chic Plastic Terra palette. This nice warm brown here. Normally I like to do this in creams. Okay, and now using the Kimchi Chic white, solid white, clean that up. All right, okay, so there are my brows and my base. Now I've got my, I'm going to powder with some of my Kimchi Puff Puff Pass. This is in, I've got no color and white, that white powder. Okay, now I'm setting my face with Kimchi, that white powder. It's really, really finely milled. I think one of the best powders on the market. Right where all my highlights are. I like to do this kind of white base with a no color all over. All right, let's let that bake a while. Okay, then blend the powders away with the brush. That's not bad. Full face of concealer. Can make it work. All right, now let's go into this BOMO Beauty. So I was really excited for Bob and Monet's palette. They've been talking about it for years and how they've been going into the labs to get this done. Okay, so I'm going to this gold shade. I'm going to try to do pretty much a similar kind of eye to what Layla McQueen did, okay, on her channel, where she it's the kind of eye that she usually does for Bob anyway. Okay, so it's the same for me: floating crease and nice black liner. All right, I'm going to go in with the blue. The only thing is that there are not a lot of matte shades in this palette. This is nicer. It's really pigmented. Okay, yeah, that's quite nice. Draw the crease and blend it up. These days, you really have to be like celebrity drag queen to start your own makeup line, I think. You have to get on Drag Race for anyone to even care. I mean, I've seen some reviews of this palette on people who don't even do makeup. And they, people will just buy this as Bob and Monet. Okay, that went on really, really well. In the latest video, she blended this out with the teal, which is a shimmer. The only thing is that there are very few, very few matte shades in this palette. Okay, most of it is shimmer, so I don't tend to like to use a lot of shimmers, especially around block brows. But let's just see. So yeah, well, it blends very nicely with blue. Yeah, look at that. Blended very well. Okay, and I'm gonna go in with a pencil brush and go in the black. At least it's a matte black. Okay, you can't have a drag queen palette without a black. Okay, black's really needed to deepen things up, and also, yeah, to give all that definition, you really need a black. And a white usually, they don't really have a white here, but there's a white shimmer. Okay, so that goes in the crease. So I'm going to use a kimchi white again, and I'm just going to cut that crease, and I'll be right back. Cut the crease. And now for liner, unfortunately I don't have that many drag queen liners either, but I do have House Labs, and I guess Lady Gaga is the ultimate drag queen, so House Labs it is. Oh, fallout. There's quite a lot of fallout there. Okay, so this palette is a fallout paradise. I better put some translucent powder to catch the fallout. Okay, I'll next time do your eyes first. I can never do my eyes first. I just don't know why. I saw this video the other day on Twitter about a library in New York City, which actually was, being protested by all these MAGA types. It's so crazy. There were people like, harassing the kids outside a library, taking pictures of them. And yeah, so it's so nuts that, you know, even in New York City, you can't escape. And I really don't know how it's going to pan out in America, but, you know, they really need to start protecting drag shows. Can you imagine next time something might actually happen at like DragCon? That'd be crazy. Okay, so now I'm just going to set all that with a black matte. I'm going to blend that in with some of this knockout, which I think is a, what's this knockout on the pretty side? This is, I don't know what shade this is. It's like almost like a satin black. Okay, just going to try to put that on the outer corner and blend that into gold. Okay, and then that gold shade that's all smooshed up. I mean, it's a really, really nice shade. Look at that. There's a problem with these really, really nice shades that go on like butter. They also behave like butter in the pan if you're not careful. And I also want to use the gold, the blue shimmer right on top of the black liner here. Nice. Okay. I'm going to do my little white inner corner. This white, like, you know, inner corner thing is very, very Monet. And going in with the black, I'm just going to bring that all the way around the eye. I'm going to try to use every single shade in this palette. All right, and then I'm going to use this purple shimmery blue thing to blend out the under eye, called Stunner. This is a very, very Monet shade. Royal purple with, like, you know, kind of like a blue teal reflex. All right, I'm just going to fix up the inner corner a little bit and maybe pop in some lenses. I'll be right back. Okay, lenses are in. Now, I'm going to brush all this bake away. And I'm going to contour with Trixie, okay? Trixie Cosmetics has these really, really great bronzer / contour shades. They're nice and warm and quite deep also. So I think this will do very nicely. Okay, I have Peace Out Poppy and Free Love Freesia. This one, Peace Out Poppy, is a little bit cooler. So I'm going to use this as my contour. Mainly the middle shade here. Yeah, Trixie is another one whose career is something that I think I haven't been shy about saying that I really admire. So that's a cooler shade there. And into the pockets of the forehead. You can see everything starting to take shape. So I like when contouring and everything, you know, one thing that you can do is, instead of swiping back and forth, just blending it out like that. Okay, because this gives it a nicer blend. See? And then you can swipe it inwards to blend it. Contour that nose. Alright, and then going back in with that white powder to snatch it all. Alright, and blush. I'm going to go in with my Trixie Cosmetics again. This is the Mod About You palette. Love this palette. Okay. Plush bunny here. Just to blend the contour into the skin. Okay, and then go in with the darker one, Go Go Girl. Let's put it further behind, just like what Trixie does. Brush off all the bake. See how snatched that looks now. I'm going to highlight with my Trixie Mattel Kimchi Chic Double Diamonds. This is really, really bright. I'm going to use the warmer side. For lips, I don't really have any drag queen lip liners, so I'm going to use the Kimchi Plastic Tiara palette again as eyeshadow to line my lips. The same shade as my brows. All right. James Mansfield has been using this trick to line her lips recently, just using eyeshadow, and it's really cool because you can use any shade. And I find that sometimes with these angled brushes I get a lot more control. I'm going to use my RuPaul lipstick in nude. This is a RuPaul and Superdrug lipstick, which I got my friends from UK to buy for me. It's quite creamy. It's quite creamy, but this lip needs some contour. So I'm just going to go back in with my Kimchi Plastic Tiara palette. Just reinforcing the shadows with the same shade onto the lipstick. Okay, so line the lips like that, and now I'm going to pop a little bit more of that white from Kimchi in the middle and clean up with more concealer. Good thing I have all these concealers, they're really useful. Alright, okay, almost done. I do have some lip gloss here. Kimchi Chic also. This is in NS03. It's also the Kimchi Plastic Tiara lip gloss. Just going to put that right in there. Alright, so almost done. I'm just going to throw on some lashes and a wig and my final outfit, and I'll be back with a review of this full face of drag queen makeup. Alright? Support local drag. Alright, I'm back and this is finished look. I'm in my MILF era now. This is very MILFy hair. And I've got my ostrich feathers. I'm really into ostrich feathers these days. And my nude nails, okay? Ready to pick up the kids from school. So this BOMO Beauty Pretty Funny palette is pretty good. The colors are really beautiful, and this is a really Bob the Drag Queen kind of colored eye. Okay, and the gold there is very nice too. Paired with the gold here. The week of this video, my next show is coming on. Okay, we're doing Sondheim for Qabaret. Okay, so if you're interested, tickets are still available. I think you can click the link down in the description. Yes, and yes, so please, if you're in any region in anywhere in the world where there's local drag, please support them. Okay, there's a lot of hate going around for drag queens these days. Okay, so we really have to be on our toes to make sure that this doesn't come to our shores. all right, so I'm off to film some TikToks and a transition video. I'm doing a huge collab with a whole bunch of people reviewing the Pretty Funny palette. All right, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Boobies won't stay up. I'm wearing like mom jeans. Face full of drag queen makeup. Pretty soon, I think Trixie is working on a black and white eyeliner. Can't wait for that. Oh, and did you know that this is my Tuka and Buddy hair? I restyled it to make it more drag. Check out my other drag makeup tutorials. Okay, I did a glitter smoky eye here, and here's a basic drag eye. Pretty much still the same as what I'm doing right now. Alright, bye.